Okay. We went live and I didn't realize it. We're live. Okay. Well, good morning. I did not know we were live. All right. Well, this is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers. And this is our morning motivation. Good morning, everybody. My son just walked in. So I am glad to be here. Um, every day we get together and we go through our daily ecom planning session. So, my name is Nicole Whitlock, and my passion is helping people on their e commerce journey. And I want to be the one to help you be able to achieve your goals, whatever those goals are, and to be able to see your vision for your e-commerce business realized. That is my passion, helping people to do that. So if that's something you're interested in, I'd be more than happy to spend some time helping you on your journey. You can schedule a free 20-minute coaching session by going to ecomsellers.com, clicking on freebies, and scheduling a free 20-minute coaching session. In addition to that, if you don't have the ecom planner, I feel like the ecom planner is going to help you to be able to uh, establish some goals, be able to track where you are on your journey, and to help you to make progress along the way, along with being consistent in your business. You can grab the ecom planner at myecomplanner.com. That way you can use it as we go along on this journey. And then in addition to that, if you need support, I encourage you to join Ecom Sellers Academy. You'll get live weekly training sessions, 10 retail arbitrage leads, 10 wholesale leads. They'll also be able to participate in our live weekly training sessions, live Q&A, and you'll gain access to our membership site with over 200 training videos. So, with that being said, we are going to get started. We are live on Clubhouse. We're also live in the e-commerce planning Facebook group. I believe that we are live. I didn't realize that we went live. But in any case, today's topic is goal setting. And we are uh, looking at setting goals, staying productive in your e-commerce business. And so, this article that we're looking at today, every day we've been picking an article online, random article to look at, so that we can use that as a guide to validate that against some of the stuff that I've been sharing. So I've not read this article. I just randomly selected it. And this one comes to us from Entrepreneur Magazine, 7 Ways to Set and Track Goals for Maximum Success in 2022. I may have looked at this one like maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So we're going to go through it and see what they have to say about the 7 habits or seven ways to set and maximize your goals for success in 2022. And the first one is to be smart. They're talking about establishing smart goals. Smart goals are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, or relevant and timely or time bound. And establishing goals that can be measured, establishing goals that um, you can determine whether or not you're making progress towards whatever it is you want to achieve. That is extremely important. I don't know what your goal is in your e-commerce business. I don't know if you're trying to reach a certain dollar threshold. I don't even know, for most people, like, why did they even start this e-commerce journey? For a lot of people, they start this e-commerce journey because they're ready to fire their boss and they just need an income replacement. They want time freedom. They want to spend more time with their family. They have an idea and they want to see it come to fruition. There's many different things, many different reasons why people jump into the e-commerce game. And so, as you kind of think about why you jumped into the e-commerce game, in order to determine whether or not you're achieving what it is that you want to achieve in your business, you do need to establish some goals. And setting goals that are measurable are extremely important. That way, you can determine whether or not you're making progress. If one of your goals is to become $1 million seller, then a goal that you can pull together, you can actually establish, you can start it right now. A smart goal would be to know what your numbers are that you need to achieve every single day, every week, and every month. So if we were to start today, we could take that $1 million number and we can divide that by the remaining number of months in this year. That will give you your monthly target, divided by the remaining number of weeks in this year. That'll give you your weekly targets, and divide that by the remaining number of days in this year. That'll give you your daily targets. And so you can determine at the end of each day whether or not you're achieving those goals. And that is one way to establish a SMART goal. Um, so think about the goals that you want to establish in your business that you feel like you need to establish that you can track and determine whether or not you're making progress towards those goals. Especially if your goal is to use your e-commerce business to quit, to be able to use your e-commerce business to pay for your summer vacation, to use your e-commerce business to pay for your child's college or to buy a new car or to put a new roof on the house, like whatever it happens to be for you. Okay. So establish SMART goals. The next one is to choose your check-in method. So your check-in method to ensure that you're keeping yourself accountable. I think that making sure that you have something that you're keeping yourself accountable to is extremely important. I also think that letting others know, like if you have a close friend, you have another entrepreneur that you connect with on a regular basis, family members that you can go over things with, or a mentor is always a good thing as well. So to keep yourself accountable, one of the things that I talk about in the weekly planning session is the habit tracker, so that you can go through the process and say, okay, what are the things that I need to be doing in my business that are really going to move the needle? Well, creating listings is really going to move the needle, but you can't be generic and vague like that. You got to be specific. So, how many listings do you need to create? If there is a specific target for this week, what listings do you need to create? So you can even get more granular and detailed. So you can say, okay, I need to create 10 listings and I need to create 10 listings for, pet supplies. If that's what you're selling, I have no idea what you're selling. So those are things that you can check in at the end of the week to see where you are. And if you didn't achieve those goals, you got to be able to answer to yourself, why? Why didn't you? So I think having a check-in method is good and someone that you can connect with to help you with that. Number three, a source of daily motivation. What's your why? I am reminded of my why every single time my son Nicholas gets up and comes in here and scripts the Veggie Tales intro. Hey guys, my name is Bob the Tomato, and I'm Larry the Cucumber. Yeah, that's exactly what my son scripts every day to me, and it's just part of his way of communicating with me. It's actually cute. Maybe one day I'll share it with the rest of the world. But in any case, that's the way he communicates. And so for me, my motivation is just being able to help him to become the best possible human in the world, and to be able to survive in this world when I'm gone, because I'm not going to live forever. So, getting him the therapy, getting him the skills, helping him to develop the skills that he needs, and getting him the therapy costs money. And so, I do e-commerce to be able to pay for that therapy. So, that's my why. In addition to that, my other son is also my why as well. I want them both to be successful, especially when I'm no longer here. And that is really my biggest motivation to what I do and why I do what I do. All right. So the next is, hold on just 1 second. I don't know what's going on here. All right. Getting organized. Absolutely. I think getting organized is such an unsung hero. When I meet with different people that are on their e-commerce journey and they are frustrated with where they are, why they listed 50 things and they're not a millionaire yet. Uh, I say that in jest, but the point is that the one thing that I see that they struggle with, or the one thing that I see the reason why they're not where they want to be in their e-commerce business, why they're not able to bounce back when they have setbacks, why they're not able to progress, is because they're not organized. And getting more organized in your e-commerce business really will help you to make the progress that you want. I think that people think organization is overwhelming, and it can be at times, depending on how you tackle it. And so I like to use the incremental method where you focus on one thing, and you can focus on one thing for 1 week or focus on one thing for 3 weeks or 4 weeks. So it doesn't feel as overwhelming. If the one thing that you're going to focus on is I'm going to consistently list 5 things every single day, no matter what, for 4 weeks, that's easy. That's not overwhelming. That's not going to make you pull out all your hair. And so it's a gradual way of achieving your goal. And you can tackle something else. So getting organized and being able to track or to be able to record whether or not you are making progress towards the things that you know will move the needle in your business is extremely important. Building a schedule that you can follow, because all of us have the same amount of time in a day. There's a reason why Richard Branson and Oprah Winfrey can get a bunch of stuff done, but it didn't start off that way for them. They are self made. They didn't inherit a bunch of money, they're self made. So they had to get focused, and Jeff Bezos too. They all had to get really laser focused, and they had to persevere, and they had to build up the endurance to get where they are today. So if they're able to start from nothing and build their dream, their vision, you can do the same. It is not too late, regardless of age. The thing is that you got to get laser focused. You got to look at the time that you have available to you, and you have to be honest with yourself and say, what are you doing with that time? Are you really using it the most effective way possible? Or are you spinning your wheels? So getting organized, again, is one of the things that I feel like all of us could get better at. All of us could tighten up just a little bit. And I believe that in order for it not to be totally overwhelming for you, you've got to do it incrementally. It can't be something that you just go, I'm going to do everything all at once and rip the band-aid off. And then you become completely stressed out, overwhelmed, and you just stop everything and say this e-commerce thing doesn't work. And that's not true. Getting organized will also be able to help you tackle those setbacks like, oh, they suspended my account, or oh, I had like 5 returns for this thing right here. So you'll be able to recover from some of those things a little bit quicker over time. But it's not going to be the place, or not going to be the thing from the beginning. So just know that, like I said, all the people's names I mentioned before that are self-made, they had setbacks and they had obstacles. They had to regroup and rethink and determine what they were going to do next. And so you'll have the same journey. Yours may not be as big, depending on how much you're throwing at the business, or as I don't know. But the point is that getting organized is the first step to getting there. So grab the eCom planner. You can go to myecomplanner.com, grab that planner, and it'll help you on your journey. Number 5, implement project management. Absolutely. We use Google Drive for our project management, so we know what tasks we're working on and establishing due dates, what those projects are. So, implementing project management is going to help you along that journey. You got to know what it is that you're working to accomplish. So, again, if you're going to take the gradual, incremental approach, then okay, you can say in May, I'm going to focus 100% on being consistent around creating listings every single day, no matter what. In June, and that's going to be my goal. And so my goal at the end of the month is XYZ number of listings. So it's something measurable. You have a daily incremental steps to help you get there. Then you can say, okay, in June, I'm going to, whatever it happens to be, create 20 new wholesale accounts. And my goal is to, um, for the month, and my goal is to reach out to at least 5 wholesale suppliers every single week. That's measurable as well. And it's incremental, it's not overwhelming. And you can continue the first goal of creating your 10 listings every single day, or 5 listings every single day, whatever that happens to be. So, again, a project management tool will be you can use spreadsheets inside of your Google Drive. You can also purchase tools, but I think freebie stuff when you first start is really good, so that you can use that as a baseline. But you do need to establish some goals and be able to measure those goals. And so using project management tools or managing that journey, those action steps, it's called project management. It's also a way for you to be able to see where you are every single day. You can look at the charts and things like that. Reassess your strategies. I 1000% agree with that. That's the reason why I think that weekly planning and monthly planning, and then as we do the monthly planning session, going back and assessing where we are in the quarter and looking at that data so that we know what we're working towards for the next quarter. Because it is about growing your business for the whole year, absolutely. But breaking it down by quarter and then breaking those quarters down by month and then breaking down the month by weeks and then breaking down the weeks by days, that's how you get to the goals that you're looking to achieve in a quarter. And so you got to reassess where you are, what's your progress, how much more do you have to do. And so that's one of the things we talk about in the weekly planning session. And I also mention it in the daily planning session to see where you are in your monthly goals. So definitely reassess your strategy. Sometimes you have to make adjustments to see what's happening in your business. And if you're not making the progress that you're hoping to make, then you do have to make adjustments and reset. And then reward your progress. Absolutely. Celebrate your wins, celebrate the progress you make, celebrate the goals that you do achieve. Figure out what that celebration looks like for you. If it's something like, okay, every time I list, 10 things a day consistently for 2 weeks, I get to take a day off. I get to treat myself to the spa. I get to let the kids go hang out with grandma for the day. Oh my gosh. Whatever it happens to be, you get to have a cheat day and go get some ice cream. I don't know what your celebration is, but you should celebrate your successes. You know, I think that that's extremely important. Even if I believe that you should celebrate your successes every day because sometimes life is challenging, life is hard, life is confusing, life is frustrating, and things happen throughout the day. And so, let's say you had 20 things that you needed to accomplish today, but you got five done. The fact that you got five done, yeah, it's not your 20. I think you should also celebrate that because sometimes we just need to overcome adversity, especially, with COVID. I think one of the things that a lot of people struggle with, and I will raise my hand on that, is my ability to have an optimized thinking brain all the time. Sometimes my brain does not feel like it's my brain anymore. It feels like, okay, this is not my brain. It's not how I think. And so I have to always come back and give myself some grace and mercy and celebrate the progress that I do make and the things that I have. Because I've got a lot of projects on my plate and I've got a lot of things I got to get done. I know that life is extremely, extremely short. And so that creates stress and that creates anxiety and that creates frustration. And so you have to allow yourself grace and mercy along this journey, but you also need to celebrate when you do make progress, when you are able to get some things done. So make sure you figure out a way that you can celebrate your successes. Even if it's midday, you just decide it's time for a dance break. Okay, turn on your favorite songs on YouTube or on whatever you're listening to, Spotify, and just dance like nobody's watching. Enjoy it, sing out loud, even off tune. Celebrate. When you get that fifth wholesale account created for the week, go celebrate. Just act a complete fool. Okay? Celebrate your successes and your wins along the way. Call somebody and do a Zoom call with them and celebrate together. Break dance on the floor, do the moonwalk. In other words, just be happy about it. So, with that being said, I believe those are our seven goal setting strategies for 2022. I think this is a good article, and you can, and it says slow and steady. I absolutely agree with the slow and steady for 2022. I think that when everybody thinks that you can just take off like a ball of rocket to get things done, that is not the right approach for everything. I think slow and steady is the best way to make the progress that you need to make in your business. So, with that being said, you can check out this article. It's Entrepreneur Magazine. It says 7 ways to set and track goals for maximum success in 2022. It is a great article. My name is Nicole Whitlock. I'm with eCom Sellers, and my passion is helping people on their e-commerce journey, helping them to overcome the obstacles that are part of life, but helping them to make progress and to win. So if you're a person that feels like you need just a little bit more support, you need You need a buddy. You need an accountability buddy. I'm there for you. You can go to ecomsellers.com, click on freebies, and schedule a free 20-minute coaching session with me. You can also join Ecom Sellers Academy for ongoing support. You can also schedule a 20-minute coaching session there. Um, you get live weekly training, live, you get 10 retail arbitrage, online arbitrage leads every single week that you can use to go make money right now. You also get a wholesale list of 10 wholesale suppliers you can reach out to, or you can vet to determine whether or not you even want to use them. In addition to that, you gain access to our membership site that has over 200 training videos, and you can participate in our live Q&A sessions, and there's so much more. In addition to that, you can grab the e-commerce planner. The e-commerce planner is going to help you on your e-commerce journey. So grab the e-com planner, use that to help you on your e-commerce journey. And with that, I have got to grab, so I got to stop showing my screen for 2 seconds. And I got to grab the daily checklists because I didn't know we were live. So hold on just 1 second. I'm going to Okay, I got it now. Thank you for your patience. So I apologize for that. So it's time for our daily planning session where we talk about the things we need to do in our business to move the needle today. So you can download the daily planning checklist directly from the e-commerce planning Facebook group. You can just go in there, download it, and use it to help you on your daily activities to make sure that you're doing things that are going to help move the needle in your business. So our goal is to be intentional and to take intentional action, incremental action every single day. So the first thing is that I encourage you to find 5 to 15 minutes before you go to bed. Everybody's got 5 minutes. Everybody's got 5 minutes. So find 5 to 15 minutes before you go to bed to run through these 4 things. The first one is to pull out your schedule for the day. We're going to assess our schedule for the day or assess our progress for the day. Were you able to achieve all your goals? Were you able to get through your checklist? Were you able to get the things done that you needed to get done? Are you halfway done with them? Are there things you need to move into tomorrow's schedule? Are there things that you need to move to next week? So, where are you on that journey? The second thing is to go through and update your daily tracking stats. That's how many listings you created, how many items you sold, how many orders you fulfilled, what were your sales stats, what was your profit for the day. You could do estimated. What was your mileage? What were your expenses? How many promotions did you create, or ads, or whatever it happens to be? How many listings did you rework? So updating those tracking stats. The next is to review your online schedule. If you have, everyone has an online schedule, I believe. Like, I don't think because of the age of technology that we're in right now, that isn't a person who does not have an online schedule. Everybody's got an online schedule. So whether it is eBay, whether it is, sorry, not your eBay, sorry, your Outlook schedule, whether it is your work schedule at your job, whether it is your Google schedule, it could be an iCloud, whatever it happens to be. Everybody's got a schedule. So go look at your schedule and let's see what's happening on your schedule. Let's see what's planned for today. What are the things you need to do today? And see what progress needs to be made today. Then the next thing uh, is to go through and assess your day and prepare for tomorrow. So let's pull out your ecom planner or pull out your own personal account planner. What are the things that you have planned on your schedule? What are the things that need to happen in your business? let's write out our schedule for tomorrow so that we're ready for it, so we're not surprised about it. So we're looking at our online calendar for tomorrow, and then we're also looking at our schedule for tomorrow, or our plan for tomorrow, or our goals for tomorrow, our checklist for tomorrow. Let's build it out, and let's incorporate the things that we need to incorporate. If there are things that we need to carry over from today, let's incorporate that into the schedule that we're building for tomorrow. So that's what we're spending our 15 minutes on, or 5 minutes, whichever one. You can use your weekly planning template, and which from there you build a weekly actual schedule. So you could use your weekly actual schedule, your real schedule, and use that to be your baseline for what you're building for your schedule for tomorrow. That way you don't have to build it from scratch. You want to incorporate all aspects of your life, because that's the way it is. All aspects of your life. It's part of your life. This journey is part of your life. So include those things. The next thing, and when I say all aspects of your life, like your major categories of things that are happening in your home and household and your family, your spiritual, maybe you get up and you meditate, you read your Bible, you go to church every week, like all of the things that happen in your life, your health and fitness. Maybe you get up, you run, you walk the dogs, or maybe you have doctor's appointments. Maybe you have to get allergy shots. I have no idea what's going on in your life. So go through and make sure you're incorporating everything that's happening in your life, because if you're trying to optimize your schedule, build a schedule so that you are regaining control of where your time is being spent, much like Jeff Bezos and Oprah Winfrey and Richard Branson all did in their lives to get where they got today. You've got to regain control of where your time is being spent. So get laser focused. And the only way you're going to do that is to account for where your time is going. Account for where you're wasting time or spending time, or where you're investing time. And then you also look for opportunities to get more efficient over time. But in those things that you spend time on, those routines, those activities. But initially, you got to start accounting for your time. So what we're going to do is the next morning today, we're going to get up. We're going to go through these 5 items, 5 activities. One, we're going to look at our schedule, and we're going to use the schedule that we were following yesterday. We're going to make sure that we're tracking or filling in the holes for the time that we spent on whatever we spend time on, so that we can build a better schedule in the future. That's the only way we're going to build a better schedule in the future, is that we reassess it. I think when you go to sleep and you wake up, like, you reset the brain, because if your day was long and it was exhausting, by the time you get up and you've had an opportunity to reset the brain, now you'll think about or remember all those little things that you may have done that at the end of the day, when you were exhausted, you just couldn't remember them. So we're going to reassess yesterday. Next thing, step 2, is we're going to review our weekly priorities and our weekly habits. And step 3, we're going to review our monthly goals. The monthly goals, you establish those during the monthly planning session. So you establish somewhere between 20 to 25 goals if you use the eCom planner. We're going to see where we are. You're almost at the halfway mark for the month. So let's see where we are. Are we halfway through our goals, or are we not? If we're not, we need to step it up. We need to figure out what the game plan is and step it up. In addition to that, the weekly priorities, you're at the last business day of the week. How far did you get? Because if there are things that need to get done that can only be done during the business week, then you got to put it on today. In addition to that, how are you coming along on your weekly habits? Are you making the progress that you should be making, want to be making? Are there adjustments you need to make to those habits? Are there obstacles that are in your way that are stopping you from reaching them? So go through and look at those things and see if there's anything that you need to incorporate into today. And step 4 of the process is to take the schedule that you previously built in your weekly planning session, or that you built last night, and you're going to bounce that off of the things that we just talked about, the weekly priorities and the monthly goals. Do you need to make adjustments to that schedule that you built last night? You might need to. Maybe you don't. We'll see. And if you do, okay, let's go through and let's make adjustments to that schedule. If you don't, that's fantastic. Now you have a schedule you can actually execute. So we're going to buckle up, put on our helmet, get into the driver's seat, and execute this day. We're going to take off like a bottle rocket, or like a slow moving turtle. It doesn't matter, whichever one works for you. And we're going to get through starting to execute our day. So if you've identified the main thing, that if nothing goes right today, if something happens where you're not able to achieve the goals, like an emergency, You know, things that are planned are not necessarily emergencies. You just forgot about them. But things that are true emergencies, like you get a call that somebody's been in an accident or something unexpected happens, like the roof leaks or something, then that's a completely different thing. So go through, make adjustments to your schedule for today. If it is perfect, I encourage you to read it out loud to yourself. Read it to yourself and then speak it out loud to yourself so that you can step into today like you're putting on some overalls and let's get moving. The other thing, step 5 of this process, is to start building a preliminary schedule for tomorrow. I'm going to encourage you to build a preliminary schedule, not just for tomorrow, but I'm going to encourage you to build one for the next 2 days, so Saturday and Sunday. The reason we do that is because we don't meet on Sundays. So building a schedule, preliminary schedule, so that you are ready to go, rock and roll for the next couple of days will help you. And then you can join us for the weekly planning session tomorrow so you can build out your schedule for the week. The last thing I do want to remind you of is start planning for the things that you know that are coming up, that you're aware of, that are going to be happening, that will either interrupt or disrupt your routine or the schedule that you've established. Start preparing for those things. They're not surprises, they're coming. So kids are going to be out of school. If you have kids, that's definitely going to have some impact on your productivity. Could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. I don't know. But you need to prepare for those things and put together a game plan, or at least put together a preliminary idea. You're not going to know if it's going to work until you start executing it, but you at least need to have a game plan. Maybe make adjustments to your stats that you're working to track or your habits that you're working to build. That might be a thing that you have to do. Okay, so start preparing for those things that are going to potentially impact your schedule and your routine in some manner in the future. I hope this is helpful. I hope that you use this to move through today with grace, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, like Muhammad Ali. I hope that your day is just that amazing. So, with that being said, my name is Nicole Whitlock, and I'm with eCom Sellers. My passion is helping people along their e-commerce journey. If that's you, I am here for you. If you need some support and some help, just reach out to me. I'm more than happy to connect with you. If you don't have a planner, I encourage you to grab the eCom planner. You can go to myecomplanner.com. It's a planner that was created for sellers by sellers. And join eCom Sellers Academy if you need some support along the way. I hope that you have a highly productive, extremely successful, focused day, and that you make the progress that you want to make, need to make in your e-commerce business. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye for now. Good luck today. Have an awesome one. We'll see you tomorrow on the weekly planning session. Goodbye for now.